What is going on, everybody? It is your man R0B back at it again with another New York Giants video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over some breaking news. Huge roster move by the New York Giants today, cutting middle linebacker Tay Crowder. Before we go ahead and get into that and give you my thoughts on it, do me a quick favor. Go ahead, smash that like button. It does help the videos get noticed. Smash that subscribe button. Turn on those bell notifications so that you never miss another upload. Let's go ahead and we'll dive right into it. So the New York Football Giants went ahead and cut ties today with middle linebacker and third-year veteran Tay Crowder. Now, a lot of us in the Giants community are not necessarily happy that somebody lost his job, but are happy about the move. And the reason why we're happy about the move is that Tay Crowder just has not been playing good football. To be honest with you, he's more of a depth piece than anything else. And we had no other choice than to go ahead and play him and start him. You know, if you guys remember in the 5th round, we went ahead and drafted a middle linebacker by the name of Darian Beavers, who unfortunately tore his ACL in training camp after the in preseason, and unfortunately never got to play another down for the rest of the season. And he's been out the entire year. Tay Crowder had to come in, and he's had some plays, had a sack, had a big hit against Derrick Henry in week 1, but he has just been absolutely abysmal for the remaining part of that. He gets caught in the wash on a regular basis. He doesn't know how to have good instincts when it comes to stopping the run. His pass coverage is not very good either, and he just does not know how to navigate through the traffic and through the flow with the offensive line. And take this past week, for instance, or just even a couple of weeks ago when we went up against Philadelphia, he came in and against second stringers on offense, he could not even get the job done. Landon Collins comes in this past game, who was elevated off the practice squad, and I think that it was a game where they said, hey, go ahead and prove your worth, and it was either going to be Tay Crowder or it was going to be Landon Collins. And Landon Collins stepped up and made some big-time plays and some big-time moments, proving his worth. Now, you have to think that with this cut here of Tay Crowder, it only means that Landon Collins is going to be signed to the active roster, as well he should be. Should have never left the Giants in the first place. Granted, he wanted to make his money, totally understand that. And there were some issues as far as some of his gameplay. Smart individual, love the guy, really wanted to be a Giant, great locker room guy, great leader, but coverage-wise, wasn't very good. Couldn't cover the tackles, but I think that he was being played wrong. He's a box safety guy that can play up near the line of scrimmage and make a lot of plays. I think he could cover the flats and cover the middle of the field, but he makes his bread and butter on making tackles. He's physical, he's strong, and he proved that in the Sunday night game, making 2 big-time stops against the Washington Commanders. Now, when you look at Tay Crowder and you look at his career, as you stated, he was drafted in 2020. He was the last pick in the draft, and he came in 2020. He played in 11 games. He had 51 tackles. He had 29 solo tackles, 22 assists, 1 sack, no interceptions. And then in 2021, if you guys remember, Blake Martinez went down, so he assumed the starting role, played in 17 games, had 119 total tackles, 53 solo tackles, 66 assisted tackles. He had 6 passes defended, 2 interceptions, no sacks. And then in this year, in 12 games, he had 38 tackles, 19 solo, 19 assisted. He had 1 sack and 1 pass defended and no interception. So when you look at that, it tells me one thing. When you look at the solo tackles and you look at the assisted tackles, his rookie year, 29 to 22, he was basically, he was kind of right there. In 2021, he had more assisted tackles than he had solo tackles. He had 66 assists. I mean, that's just crazy. And then this year, he was 19 for 19, 19 solo, 19 assists. I mean, I just don't see how that is a good production. So I think it was a smart move by the Giants, and it was kind of fitting a couple of weeks ago. I don't remember what the game was. It might have been after the Cowboys game, but you had players that were going out there. It was after the Washington Redskins game. The one that we tied. Sorry, not Washington Redskins, Washington Commanders. After that game, he went to Twitter along with Rodarius Williams, and he said, "Free me." Well, guess what? You've been freed. You've been released. That's as free as it gets. You're on the open market. Might want to contact Blake Martinez and see if maybe he can get you in on some of that Pokemon trading, because you know what? I like this, and I'm not making fun of Tay Crowder losing his job, but at the same point, you took personal shots at the coaching staff, telling them to free you. What did you think that was going to happen? And I like the fact that this coaching staff did what they did. They went ahead and nipped it in the bud. If you guys remember back in the day when Ben McAdoo was the head coach, there was a lot of issues concerning Eli Apple, things that this past season or during the season, Jonathan Casillas went publicly on a podcast and said that Ben McAdoo did nothing. It wasn't until the following year where he wanted to go ahead and start trying to be disciplined, and the players said, "No, not going to have it." I love the type of locker room that Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen are trying to build, and the rest of this coaching staff. And you know what? Rodarius Williams hasn't touched the field since running his mouth, and Tay Crowder just got released. So I hope that this means that like a lot of these younger players, they're going to earn their spot. And you know what? I was watching my guys on New York Revival, and Eli actually brought up a very good point. You got a guy like, Kenny Golladay, who's barely making a snap. Yeah, he's making a lot of money, but he's barely making a snap, and he's barely making a peep. And he's handled this like a pro's pro. He's doing everything that he needs to do to keep it professional. And I do give Kenny Golladay, credit for that. You look at some of these wide receivers that are complaining about not getting the ball. They're doing this, they're doing that. Kenny Golladay, he's just kind of there and going along for the ride. And guess what? He's probably going to make his first postseason appearance doing just that. So who knows what's going to happen? But Tay Crowder released from the New York Giants today, and I think it was a good move. Let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about the move? Were you happy about the move? Are you disgruntled about the move? How do you guys feel about it? Let me know down in the comment section. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to go ahead, as I said earlier, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. It does help the videos get noticed. I appreciate the love and support, guys. I'm R0B, signing off. Go Giants.